Welcome to the Trecena of Canil. Thanks for showing and being here, Sabine. Thanks for being my partner in crime today. So Canil is such a wonderful energy. Um, I think of all of my friends, I have more friends who are Canil friends than any others. And my Canil friends are all very sweet. For the most part, Canil people are very tender and very easy to hurt because they're very sensitive. And I think this reveals a special quality of care, of caring, of really caring about ourselves and other people.
Mhm.
Um, if I if I could come up with a word for Canil, it would be care because it's Canil we traditionally think of as the Nawal of the agriculturalist, of the one who is tending crops and animals and even children or plants. It's the one who is taking care of the life that is growing. And people who are born Kanil often be veterinarians or early childhood teachers or farmers. And so there's this real sense of connection to that working with the land, pretty thankless kind of work in terms of economic advantage. But Kanil is an energy of economic opportunity. The seeds, Kanil means seed or star. And I think both of those have an interesting relationship. Um, the seeds represent, seeds of growth that can produce something, whether it's food or money or children or happiness or enlightenment. Canil really produces something, and it produces something because we do care for it. We nurture
Mhm.
it. And I really feel that Canil is put inside of us to teach us to care for ourselves and others and the plants and animals.
Mhm.
Um, so I think that the care that Canil people have is because they really do care, and they get hurt because other people sometimes are not very caring. Yeah, some of the rest we can sometimes be, not as human or caring or nice, but that really helps us, I think, to understand the nurturing aspect of Canil.
Mhm.
And Canil people tend to really nourish their relationships with you. I have noticed the people who are Canil, they make an effort, and it takes effort.
My grandson is also Camille, the
Mm,
middle one.
sweet.
And, and he is sweet and tender
Aha.
and easily hurt and
Mhm.
takes care of, is much more willing to give things to his siblings than they are, vice versa.
Bingo. Bingo, bingo. This
Yeah,
is,
really.
this is very true. I think this is very true for all of us. In practicing our Canil energy, most of us will care for others before necessarily we care for ourselves. But we do have to also care for ourselves. And I think that's one of the things that Canil is there to teach us, is that we must care for ourselves in order to
Mhm.
grow. The Canil energy is for us to nourish our own seeds, to nourish our own projects, to nourish our own growth, to nourish our own prosperity. That's what it's there for.
Mhm.
hmm And so, there's a balance, in caring for others. If I care for someone I care about and they're doing well, that makes me feel good. So I benefit from that care also. Um, so when we're caring for each other, well, isn't that really the ideal? Yeah, that we give and receive care and that we take care of ourselves and make sure that we're allowing others to care for us too. I have Qanil as my conception sign, the energy that conceived me as an Ahmaq. And that energy is what I really realized that's the gift I have. I have a gift of self-care, but I also have a gift of caring for others, and having restaurants and doing that kind of service work. And I really realized, like, I spent a lot of time caring for other people until I began to take my spiritual path seriously. And then I realized I wasn't taking as good of care of myself. And when I do take care of myself, I'm able to offer a lot more to others.
Mm-hmm. Good.
So, the rabbit, is the Nawal or the spirit guide of Kanil.
Mm-hmm.
The rabbit is, soft and tender. They are omnivores, they just are little plant eaters. And they are incredibly, incredibly powerful reproducers. They really,
Yes.
I mean, there's some expressions I could use about rabbits reproducing. And it's because they do. They have this special gift of reproduction. And so that's I feel perhaps how the rabbit is the Nawal, how the ancestors gave the rabbit the role as the spirit guide for Kanil, because Kanil is all about production. It's all about procreation. It's all about producing and doing this through nurturing. And so I like the story about rabbit that was told to me first by my friend Rosa Gonzalez Jack about the rabbit who went to Kukamatz, the creator, and to give thanks for him, to give thanks for the rabbit's abundance. The rabbit really was so grateful to Kukamatz for this abundant gift of being able to reproduce so many children. And so the rabbit went to Kukamatz and said, "Thank you for blessing me with my procreation, with my ability to procreate so abundantly. Because of that, I want to give my life to the other animals. Because you've given me so much life, I want to give life to others."
Yeah.
And I just love this
Mm.
story. I've heard it from a few different tellers, and it reminds me of how beautiful it is when we have more than enough.
Mm-hmm.
Why wouldn't we want to give it to others so that they're abundant also? It really follows on this beautiful lesson from the previous Trecena Tzikin, where we've really been talking about abundance for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Now, here we're talking about the seeds and growth and nourishing those seeds of growth so that there is enough for others. I guess what I want to say is when I nourish myself, I produce something that allows me to nourish others. If
Mm-hmm.
I just go nourish others, I feel depleted if I
Right.
do it for myself. And so I guess there's a beauty in this productivity that if we appreciate it, it grows. And if we appreciate it and it grows, we can share it with others. So share. Yeah, share the food and share the wisdom and share the teaching and share the abundance of Mother Earth. And I think, Kanye really is there to show us our gratitude, and to show us our appreciation, and really to acknowledge the specialness that we have. Each of us, I like the notion of starseed. This may not be a notion that I'm not sure I've ever heard a Nana or Tata talk about starseed. It sounds a little new agey. So I want to acknowledge that. But I want to say that I feel that there's a truth in this notion of starseed, that each one of us have seeds, we are seeds, that grow into beautiful creatures who have a lot to offer to others. And um, So the special seeds that each one of us have, which are, the chumil that each one of us is born with. Me with hula huachmak and you with oshel hukech and today Felipe with hunkanil. It's a specialness for each one of us, isn't it? It gives us special gifts, special abilities that can really shine.
Mm.
And so nourishing our gifts is a special important aspect, I think, of this canil and this canil Trecena. So let's kind of move into the Trecena. Let's move into the days. Today being one canil. What do I do on one canil? Well, appreciate my uniqueness and appreciate my ability to nurture myself and others. Might be a good time to check in. Am I nourishing myself as I nourish others? Am I nourishing myself enough to be able to nourish others? I'm not just talking about food and
Mhm.
exercise. I'm talking about, mental, emotional, and spiritual stimulation.
Mhm.
That which really brings us peace or calm or grounding, power, strength, courage, so that we can grow. The Trecena is going to give us a bunch, but our seed depends on knowing what is our seed. Do I know what my seed is? Do I know what's special about me? Do I know what my dream goal is or goals? One Kanil is a good day if you have a dream or to put some energy around, okay, I want to do something with that. It's a great day to start a project, a new
Mhm.
business. It's a great day to ask for fertility for your family. If you're trying to conceive, today's a really good day to bless your seed and to bless your fertility because Kanil is all about fertility.
Mm. Mhm.
So connecting with that which it is we want to fertilize, the seed within us, our own gifts, projects, dreams. Connect with those now. Connecting with those important seeds within us on this day. That's, I think, the point for our growth. We get to do this every
Mhm.
260 days. So let's go along the ride. Let's pick some seeds that we want to nourish right now.
Mhm.
So take a moment to look at your life and go, where do I want to nourish myself?
Mhm.
Do I need more sleep? My diet? Do I need to nourish my relationships? There are many ways that we can nourish ourselves. It's up to us, I think, right now to look at that for ourselves. So Hun Kanil reminds me to nourish my seeds, to identify those, and kind of be ready for those to germinate, putting those into a conscious intention that they grow.
Mhm.
If you're stuck in your life, this could be a great time to really reflect and start asking for help unburying your seeds. Having friends or trusted people help us connect with our seeds. As spiritual guides, that's what I feel is important and part of my job. It's to help you connect with your seeds, your uniqueness, your gifts. And so, if one is stuck in life, this is a good time to ask to get unstuck, to ask for the help and the nourishment to grow. Dreams and I have had the good fortune of being following my dreams and having my parents and family encourage me following my dreams. But if you didn't have that, it's gonna be harder. And so acknowledging that, fantasies or hidden desires are important areas for us to look at from time to time. Well, to take stock of what is really important to us. What are we here for? Two toch, the second day of our Trecena, brings us the nourishment of gratitude. It brings us, just this rain, this fountain. Toch is a fountain that rains on us and blesses the abundance we've already received. The gratitude that we have for what we have received nourishes our seeds. So being grateful for the project and being grateful for this, whatever it is that we want to nourish, is a real important thing. It's the first thing that the ancestors have said. You're going to nourish that with some gratitude and with some humility and with some respect because it's unique. Doch really speaks to our gifts and having respect for our gifts because those gifts are what we then give. We receive our gifts and we give our gifts. Tu toch, can you see the duality in giving and receiving?
Mhm.
This is the nourishment over our seeds and that builds our ability to nourish ourselves. So let's focus on our gratitude, which nourishes us receiving. And toch, tu toch, to me really speaks to a fundamental, the gratitude that I know is coming from Ukushkach and Ukushulev, the polarity energy. That fundamental source energy is right there. And so that is an important basic and fundamental aspect of growing our ability to nourish ourselves and nourish our own growth. So showing some respect for those complementary energies is just like fertilizer on your seed.
Mhm.
So if you like to do some creative visualization or some meditation, just imagine yourself as the seed, Hun Kanil, and Tu Toch is raining this abundance from the heaven, the heart of heavens, and is surging all of this energy and nourishment and intelligence up into your seed, and just feel those two energies nourish your seed. Tu Toch.
Mhm.
Tutoch is a good day to pay debts. It's a good day to pay off, what we owe. So that also helps kind of weed the patch for the new growth. So if we have debts, work on paying the debt that day so the new thing grows.
Mhm.
On 3T, 3T provides us with a very special space, and that's the space of our own authority to nourish ourselves. And I think I'd like to think of that as like being our own best friend. hmm And and furthermore, the friendships which nourish us. Aren't my friendships provide me space to grow. My best friends give me space to grow. They give me space to present my project or the thing I'm working on and just be myself. And that nourishes me. That nourishes my growth. So on 3T, give thanks to your friends who provide that to you. Call a friend and say, I just want to give thanks to you for the space that you provide me. Because when you provide me that space, I grow. When you provide me that space, you give me the energy to nourish myself. So on that day, I'd really encourage you all to make that phone call or gesture, that acknowledgement of the friendship, which helps you nourish yourself and to be your own best friend.
Mhm.
Four bats. Now, this is just bringing us just love, nourishing us with love. Bots is pure love. So the first nourishing, well, I guess it's the fourth nourishing thing that we can accept for ourselves and recognize for ourselves is our own love and our own self-love. Loving ourselves. That creates what I would call, what we call in Mayan spirituality, our sacred Warbalja. That is the home of love. That is where our love grows. That is our home, our physical home. We hope that that is growing and nourishing our love for us and our family. That's how we think of our home, our sacred Warbalja. That's our love generator for our babies. Yeah, for our food, for our families, and for ourselves. So on
Mhm.
Four Bots, acknowledge that you have your own home of love inside you to nourish you with love, to nourish your own seeds with love. I'm really putting this all back onto self because I really want us all to acknowledge the incredible, powerful aspect that self-care, self-nourishment is the power of Kani. So on Four Bats, acknowledge the love, the self-love. Love yourself. Love your seeds. Love your project. Put some love on that what it is that you're wanting to work on, um, that you're wanting to grow. Acknowledge that love really helps you do it. If you're looking to improve your communication skills in your relationship, love helps you get there. If you're looking at trying to forgive someone, love helps you get there. If you're trying to heal your cancer, love helps you get there.
Mhm.
So, nourishing ourselves with love is really, I think, what it's all about. And that is the energy of creativity. You know, Bots is the creator artistic energy. It's the patron of the arts. And but I think in this case, I really feel it's a blessing for our own gifts and abilities, you know, loving those gifts and abilities and giving creative voice and form to those, whether it's through song or cooking or reading to someone or teaching something or just walking together, making love. There's a whole lot of ways to
Mhm.
express and nourish ourselves with love. 5A. Now, 5A points to our unique path, and I think that also speaks to the fertile ground where our seeds are sown. And on on 5A, hmm, I guess what comes to mind for me is the wildflowers that grow beside the road. And I guess if I think about my own path, what are the flowers that are growing along my road? What's growing there? What has been seeded there? Is it flowers and food? Is it weeds? Is it just dirt? I guess I'm speaking to how our path nourishes us. And our trips and our journeys and our voyages, you know, when we go someplace that we feel drawn to, and even if that's just most importantly a walk in nature, how important that nourishes us.
Mhm.
Taking the seed and picking it up and moving it somewhere. Sabine, you're a seed that was born in Germany, yes?
Yes.
And you are now firmly rooted and have lots of seedlings here in Guatemala.
Mhm.
And you picked up your seed and you went somewhere. That
Mhm.
your path drew you to where you need to sow your seeds. Our paths in life are important.
Mhm.
where and how we nurture ourselves, where and how we create what we're our families, where
Mhm.
we create our work. So,
Hmm.
it's kind of like the path that there's, I don't know, fairy tales and stories come to mind of, you know, the child that grows to a certain age and has to go out and make their fortune. So we
Mhm.
all have to go out and make our fortune. Well, isn't that what this Canil is about, making our fortune?
Yeah.
Yeah, we all have to go out and make our fortune. Some people do it as door-to-door salesmen. Yeah. I mean, all of the traditional Mayan traders made their fortune by traveling.
Mm.
They all made their fortune traveling. You take what you have, you take it to a market in another town, you sell it, you trade it, you bring back something else, and you sell it where you can generate something for yourself. So the path of fortune. 5A is your path of fortune. What paths do I need to take in my life? Do I literally need to make a trip? Maybe not. Do I need to go for a walk? Probably so. That's true for most of us. Yeah, to find our way to nurture ourselves, we sometimes kind of have to go out there and move around and find where is it that I really want to sow my seeds. I want to also, I was born in Idaho and I have come to Guatemala to create my life. I needed to create my life here. It was important for me to create my life here for this very reason, to be able to provide you with this conversation about Mayan spirituality, which comes from Guatemala. So, the path of fortune, the path of abundance. What are the paths? What are the steps necessary? Ask yourself, what are the steps necessary for me to realize this goal, this dream, to produce this reality?
Mm.
And give thanks for that and bless that and say, oh, thank you, 5A, for leading me to my abundance. And I really want you to encourage you to speak to the Nawalis, speak to 5A on this day and open my pathway, how A, open my path of abundance. Oh, how A, thank you for sowing many seeds of possibilities, of opportunities, of abundance for me. Oh, how A, thank you for sowing the seeds in my path today. 6, okay, well, this is also home energy. 6 is our sacred space. Yeah, we're doubling up on this energy with Kanil because it's important. Seeds and babies need a home. They come
Mm.
together. So the ancestors that are giving us the loving home, Wabarcha, and 6 to nourish our seeds, to keep them. Yeah, like the hen sitting on her eggs, warming them until they become something. We need a safe home. We need our own space to do our work. As an artist, I have to have a studio space to work, to create. As a mother, as a father, as parents, we have to have a home for our children. It's just how it is. For our own projects to grow, we also have to create some space for that. 6 may be a day for us to do some weeding out, some house cleaning. What are some of the seeds of opportunity that aren't for me? Or what is the clutter that I need to get rid of to make the space for myself? I always like days for house cleaning. I really do. I almost always do house cleaning, no matter what I've got planned. I do end up doing that. And I just give myself that. So give yourself your house cleaning because it nourishes you. It nurtures you. You need it. Or if you pay someone to clean your house, oh, give thanks to them that day. Really, because it's so helpful for us in our self-care.
Mhm.
So grateful for, Luis and his help for me in my home. And so giving thanks for those who help us with our home and claiming our space and cleaning our space nourishes our own seeds. And, the seeds will not grow in a field of weeds very well. So we do
Mhm.
have to make space. And that is what
Mhm.
Ach is. Ach is sacred space, our sacred space. Seven Ish at the midpoint of the Trecena. I think maybe this is actually where the seed gets planted in Mother Earth. Plant your own self in Mother Earth. I know many of you relish the nourishment that Mother Earth gives you. So, seven Ish, this is a great day to just plop yourself down in the garden or on the beach, in the forest, wherever you are, and soak it up. And what you're soaking up is the energy of Divine Mother. It's
Mhm.
energy that rises up, that brings all of these nutrients, that brings the water up. The water doesn't just go down, it also comes up with the night and day. The dew rises in the night. Remember, folks, all seeds are sown in darkness. And the Mother Earth is a big dark place with a lot of mysteries and a lot of magic. Allow yourself to go there. If you meditate, if you do creative visualization, take your project, take your fertility, take what it is you're working on, growing and nurturing for yourself in deep, 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 deep into Mother Earth. And feel that warm womb nourish you. This is how we work with the energies of the days, working with this divine feminine nurturing energy. Can you feel that? Can you feel how your own mother and her womb nourished you, the fertilized seed that has grown into this person? This is the this is the pivotal point in the Trecena,
Mhm.
connecting and sowing the seeds of possibility of our dreams within Mother Earth. This is why our ceremonies are so important because we're working with Mother Earth so deeply. This is why swimming and going into caves and into Mother Earth is so powerful. I really feel it's immersing ourselves in the divine feminine at this point in the Trecena will really nourish us in this beautiful way. So connect with that energy on 7 Ish. On 8 Sikhin, on 8 Sikhin, the masculine fertilizing energy. And really, I mean, we can think of this literally as the male reproductive seed being presented to the feminine. This is the fertilizing male energy.
Mhm.
Yeah, this is a powerful energy. I would liken this energy to good father energy. A good
Mhm.
father provides and nurtures for his wife and children the abundance necessary for all, the whole family. It's a role that men have taken on usually in our societies. It is not always the case, but what
Mhm.
I'm suggesting here is that our own powerful ability, our own inner father, nurture us. Yeah. The father who provides. for all. Tzikeen is the messenger. Tzikeen is the one who takes our aspirations to the Creator, who takes our prayers and lifts them on the winds to the ancestors to hear us. The vision that we've just come through the previous Trecena Tzikeen, that inner vision, is now here to nourish our seeds. There's been some powerful growth, perhaps, in the previous Trecena, in an ability to see an abundance that is the greater good, not just my greater good, but a greater good for all. That's this provider energy. Of course, the father wants to provide for his family. I mean, we hope. I mean, that's really, if it's working and not blocked or traumatized, that's what happens. Fathers naturally want to provide for their children and their wife who is taking care of them. So that's a vision of abundance for everybody. The vision for abundance of everybody is so intimately tied to this Camille energy, the rabbit, with so many children, with so much abundance for everybody. I can even sacrifice some of my children for others because I have so much protecting and caring for, providing for. If we're needing abundance, this is a great day to ask for the abundance and to give thanks for the abundance for our families. It couldn't be a better and more important and powerful days for parents and families to give thanks for their abundance, for their necessities, for their children, for their projects, for their businesses. But really, I mean, wow, it's something we all have to work for. I don't have children, but I do for the projects that I want, for the things that I choose to do. So I'll be giving thanks to the higher vision, the vision within me to care for myself and to care for others, to extend that care to tremendously nourishing aspect of the tzikkin abundance. Nine achmak. This is an interesting energy. This is an interesting energy because nine divine feminine is coming with Ahmak, the corrector,
Mhm.
the illuminator. Ahmak brings illumination. In We often think of Ahmak as the candle. The flame of the candle is the illumination of our mind and our spirit. It's the illumination of our heart. Nine Achmach speaks to the illumination, and I feel like it really, to me, speaks to, for all of us at this time, our correction or our disconnect with Mother Earth. Many of
Mhm.
us are healing our disconnection with Mother Earth. Many of us are doing things to actively heal contamination of our water and our air. Um, our disconnection with Mother Earth, you know, it's it's troublesome. I feel that Nainach Mak is here right now for me
Mhm.
and for all of us to acknowledge the correction and the correction that comes from Mother Earth herself. She will assist us.
Mhm.
She will help us. She will forgive us. Forgiveness is nourishing. Connecting with our nourishment on Nine Achmak. I'm sorry, connecting with our ability to forgive ourselves, to forgive the past, forgive the old errors, forgive the old conflicts,
Mhm.
forgive the old political paradigms which don't work anymore, which don't nourish anyone's seeds.
Mhm.
There's all kinds of change happening. And there are a lot of pain. A lot of us are suffering. A lot of us are suffering moving from past to present. Achmach is a real helpful energy right now to help us release the past and to reconnect with Mother Earth. You know, we don't need to feel guilty about our disconnect with Mother Earth. We can feel grateful that she forgives us and will always forgive us.
Mhm.
This helps us also with the weeding out, you know, the weeding out, the cleaning out, the letting go that really helps us to grow. Ten noch, ten noch completes our mind, a complete, nourishing Mother Earth mind. Noch, intelligent mind. Noch is the energy of the mind.
Ja.
And in this case, ten Noh speaks a little bit to me of the ancestral mind. And how might the ancestral mind nourish our seeds? How does the ancestral mind nourish me, nourish my star seed, nourish my project? For me, that's my ancestors. For me, that's them, all of my grandmothers and grandfathers, their teachings, what they taught me.
Mhm.
Wow, I'm getting overwhelmed with emotion right now. Just putting some attention on all of the knowledge and wisdom that my grandparents and ancestors have really given me. I mean, the ones who've passed over, 10 speaks to the dead. 10 speaks to the completion of cycles and really has for me, a connection to that ancestral intelligence. Bathing myself in that ancestral intelligence, which is not found in books. Well, it might be. Or songs. It probably is. It's out there. It's in us. It's an intelligence that doesn't necessarily come with an academic degree. Yeah, ancestral intelligence, the intelligence of Mother Earth. Um, this ancestral wisdom has really nourished me tremendously when I began to give acknowledgement to it. So, this is part of the beauty of the Cholki, folks. You know, many of these concepts sometimes are new to us, coming from a Western perspective. And when we first come to it, it's a reminder. They're just gentle reminders. At the most very basic, it's, oh, the awareness of,
Mhm.
wow, that deep source of teaching.
Mhm.
How my grandmothers and grandfathers taught me, and how they taught me about common sense and respect and gratitude and God, and how my Mayan teachers have really taught me the intelligence of the earth, the air, the fire, and the water. That's really nourishing. Having intelligence of the earth, the air, the fire, and the water, that's complete intelligence. When I realized my intelligence was also energy intelligence, you know, the intelligence of how energy works, electricity works, neurology works, and the human energy body works, then I knew then my teaching was complete. My education was complete because I then really began to have intelligence based in all of the elements, not just in the air, not just in
Mhm.
words, not but also in heart intelligence, in the intelligence of water. The intelligence water has is incredible. And all of in many ways, intelligence is found in earth, stones, crystals, plants, and animals. 11 tihash, 11 tihash. But just to finish that, I think I want to conclude that full education, full intelligence that we're getting for our seeds on 10 noch. Then on 11 hash, we're getting the good, um, the spade to weed, to weed out, to cut away, to make space for our growth. What do you need to cut out of your life on 11 hash? Ask yourself. I'll be asking myself. I'll be looking, and 11 hash will probably just be showing me. You know, sometimes we don't have to ask. Sometimes it
Mhm.
just shows up. And you know, sometimes it's thoughts, sometimes it's diet,
Mhm.
sometimes it's all forms of medicine, people. What is the medicine I need to maintain my equilibrium so that I can keep growing? 11 hash is it's a pretty powerful energy. Um, could could really provide the opportunity for some revolutionary growth. So pay attention to that which you need to let go of to release, and what will bring you more equilibrium in your life.
Mhm.
12 Kawok, family energy, community mind. 12 Kawok. Well, our family nourishes us. Our family hopefully is nourishing us in a lot of really wonderful ways. Community, spiritual family always nourishes me. I mean, I'm on a big joyride right now. I'm really high with community love these days, doing ceremony with you, Sabine, and celebrating in community with others here, but
Mhm.
also with my friends there in Idaho, with Bodhi, with Genevieve, with Kamala, with Francis. We're having some real great conversations. Yeah, that is a really nourishing space for me. And I've really been noticing how much the communities of support nourish me.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, play groups there's a reason for play groups. Yeah, for our children. But you know, we all have an inner child, so we also need our play groups. We need our dance or our music or our fun together. Give thanks
Mhm.
for your fun together. That nourishes us. Give thanks for your communities of support. Um, Kawok is also the storm of the brainstorm of our community. When we put all of our heads together, we can really create something incredible. If you're thinking about or working on creating a business, for example, right now with the Kanil energy, could be that 12 Kawok is the day to ask for or actually invite your board of directors.
Mhm.
What would your personal board of directors look like? I like to play this game with myself in my journal. I like to make little diagrams where I make a circles of support of people who support me in different ways in different places. Um, that's a fun thing you could do for yourself on 12 Co-walk, is to do kind of this free form drawing where you make circles with little dots around them and you give them names, you know, and it could be your singing circle, it could be your women's circle, it could be
Mhm.
your church group, it could be your own family. You know, there are lots of different communities that nourish us.
Mhm.
Give thanks for, pay attention, and gratitude for that will only cause that power to grow and nourish you more. And that is the point during this time, nourishing yourself. So nourish yourself, connect with the communities that really support you,
Mhm.
how you feel nourished. 13 Achpu. Well, last day in the Trecena, what a surprise. It's the
Mhm.
sun. You know, it's the sunshine, which along with some moisture, but it's the sunshine that causes the seed that is germinating to push through the ground and come up into hmm, the overworld.
Mhm.
Yeah, here above the ground. 13ach Pu, grandfather's son, really makes our seeds grow. Our seeds reach for the sun. I do personally feel nourished by the sun on
Um,
every day. When it's a cloudy day, I'm like, oh, it's a cloudy day. Okay. Well, and when there's some sun, I'm like, oh, thank you. You know, I respond to the sun personally. I don't know about the rest of you, but it does give me strength, power, courage. It animates me. It nourishes me. It causes me to be able to grow. So, you know, at the most very basic, give thanks for the sun that picks you up, that lifts you, that rises you, that causes you to grow up. But also, if you will, acknowledge your ancestors that are inside you. They're your inner sunlight. Thank them for the strength, power, and courage to grow up, to mature. Maturity, coming to our own maturity. That is the point. That is the gift of this Trecena. Canil is the maturity, la madurez in Espanol.
mhm,
The Tatas will always acknowledge the yellowing. Turning yellow is canil. Canil is when the fruit is yellow. It is ready. Yeah, it is ready. It is ready to be consumed. It is the cosecha. It is the mm, harvest when
mhm,
it's yellow. It is mature. Now you are mature. You have had 13 days of working with the energy of Canil to nourish yourself. And along with these other energies in the Trecena, the other Chumilal, giving some extra juice and nourishment and light and energy to your own self-care. Sunlight is self-care, folks. I also just want to point out, remember, the medicine of the sun is a real thing. Getting
mhm,
up and taking in the first rays of the dawn, the first pink rays of sunlight, letting those just get into your eyes. You don't have to look at the sun. It's getting in there. The rays are getting in. When we do that, that one helps us harmonize, helps us synchronize our circadian rhythm, which is all of our body chemistry. It also activates our abilities, our body's ability to produce melanin through the sunlight in the middle of the day. The production of vitamin D is crucial to our this sunlight that we receive in the morning and in the middle of the day. We don't need a bunch of sunlight all day long. We need a little tiny bit, maybe a few minutes, 3 or 4 minutes of that sunlight in the morning, and maybe, well, you don't want to be out in the sunlight for more than 10 minutes in midday anyway. That will produce vitamin D
mhm,
naturally. That makes us grow. Give thanks for that magic, that nourishment on you and your seed. That is very real. That is not imaginary. The medicine of the sun is incredibly powerful for our
mhm,
growth. I mean, it animates me, but it also has some real physical effects, some biochemical effects.
mhm,
Recognize also, the sunlight in all plants, the photosynthesis that is happening. That is an incredibly, powerful, it provides all of our food.
mhm,
So if the sunlight is providing our food through photosynthesis, what is it doing for us? I mean, we're eating that sunlight in the food, but we're also that sunlight. We are sunlight. We're growing with sunlight, and we're really growing it with that sunlight medicine. So I want to really connect you with, the seed and the sunlight. I mean, and also the darkness. There's an unspoken territory here, and maybe that's where we have been just recently. Just recently, there have been some dark times for many people, dark and uncomfortable times. And so I want to remind us all that no seed will germinate, you know, if it's not in the dark. We need that darkness.
Mhm.
So give thanks for the past, let it be in the past, and recognize that during this Trecena, you are actually gaining a lot of nourishment, cues, help, assistance, and power, which ultimately is being capped by this sunlight, which is really pulling you up, lifting you up, causing you to grow. Work with that energy. Imagine that energy. Play with that energy in your meditations and your visualizations of each day during this Trecena. That sunlight is up there, even if you can't see it. And that you're lifting up, you're lifting up, you're lifting up. Every day, you're lifting yourself up in some way. I've given you some cues for how you can lift yourself up, how you can nourish yourself, but that's really what this is about. Kanil is our spiritual torch because it lifts us up, causes us to grow, causes us to come into our maturity.
Someone-
So that is the Trecena of Kanil. Do you have any questions or comments or observations, Savine?
Mhm. Yes, and I did today in the first Kanil, um, my first 10 minutes of meditation just before this talk. So, and that felt really good, and I felt inspired by what you said yesterday, and I thought, yeah, I need the space and create the space where I can do it. So I have the best intention to go on, and I maybe that's a seed that I can keep growing
Yeah,
now.
the powers are on your side right now.
So
Energies are there for you in a more specific way. So
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Well, everything resonates with me, and from yesterday, I still have this very strong connection and very much gratitude, I have to say, because it was really beautiful to have a ceremony done for myself. It's maybe
Yay.
also this Canil energy, because I never did one for me. I did one for the Galleria or for Nan or for whatever other people. But this was a ceremony for me and it felt really different.
Yeah.
Yeah, I even got birthday congratulations from several people. That was really
It's great. It's a good thing to do for ourselves. I mean,
Mhm.
a massage is a good thing to do for ourselves. That's a great way to treat yourself during this Trecena. But just paying attention to your own space and your own where you're at is the best way.
I
Um,
also relate to the days of cleaning because I did run into lots of papers today that I wanted to, was looking for something and couldn't find. And I thought, well, this is really a good time uh,
yeah,
to
yeah,
clean out.
yeah. It kind of doubles up in a favorable way here. It does. Ahmak is also there, to help us do some weeding out and letting go.
Mhm.
Sometimes the house cleaning provokes like other anxieties.
Oh,
So then that maybe can be released on the Ahmak day. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Let go.
Um,
Well, I'm glad that you spoke of the ceremony for yourself because it is a really it's a very beautiful and important gift that you can give to yourself,
mhm.
and I'm grateful to be able to
Yeah, thank you.
give
Yeah.
that to yourself because it does nourish us. It does help us. It does help reset us. It's interesting that this meeting is being attended by Sabine, who I did your Nimakik ceremony yesterday, and now today I did your Felipe, I did your Nimakik today, and you're both here.
Yeah. The birthday, the birthday people.
Well, and the self-care people doing something that's good for yourself. Both of you, congratulations. This is in the spirit of Kanil.
Uh-huh.
This is this is really it. This is, doing something we don't always do for ourselves that that will encourage us, that will nourish us, that will make us feel good about ourselves. So, I mean, that's what it's all about. So be good to yourselves, folks. Be kind to yourselves. Use these energies. And if I always encourage you to work with the day's energy in your own creative way, but work with them to your own advantage, however it comes to you. If it occurs to you something different, yeah, do that.
Mhm.
Especially during this Trecena, it's about you. It's about nourishing yourself. It's about taking care of yourself. It's about receiving that.
Mhm.
Receive, receive, receive from above and from below and all around you. Anything else either of you want to add? No?
Oh, I
I
Okay.
want
just
to
thank
say,
you for
oh,
your wonderful explanations and taking the time for doing the ceremony.
You're very welcome. It's my pleasure. Okay, you guys, have a wonderful evening. Have a wonderful and abundant, very, very abundant, nourishing Trecena of Canil.
okay, very much.
Gracias.
Thank
Está.
you. Thank you.
Adiós.
Thank you very much,
Thank
Blake.
you. Thank you.
Mateus.
Adiós.
Hola, Felipe.
Hola.
Hola.